All right, all right. We'll welcome everybody. We will get started momentarily. I promise we will. How you doing, Si?
I'm doing all right. How's it going, Dave?
It's
Yeah,
going good. I'm gonna rename myself.
yeah.
I'm not just GovBrief.
GovBrief.
I have a name.
That's a great name. GovBrief. GovBrief James.
Yeah.
That's right. How you
My,
doing, Maddie?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again, Dave. Good to
Good,
see you, Cy. Looking forward to
Same here,
today.
Matt. Same here.
good to
Yeah.
see you.
Excellent.
We got a hot one here, folks. We have, I think, over 500 registrants, so we'll see how many show up. But this is a hot one. Every once in a while, we land on one that is of super uh, interest of everybody. So do us a favor, if you would. We're going to keep everything going to the hosts and panelists because otherwise it'll get absolutely insane. I see people saying hello. So do us a favor, pop into the chat where you're coming in from. We always like to know where you're coming from. From South Dakota, we got folks from South Dakota, Dwayne, Ernest, Cleveland, New York, Kimberly, Patricia. We got Maryland. That's not too far from us, right, Matt?
That's right.
That's
Right around
exactly
the
where
corner.
we are, as a matter of fact. All right, welcome everybody. We will get started in just a minute. We got a pretty aggressive agenda here today, so we will get you cooking. I promise. Let us know where you're coming in from in the chat, and we will get cooking. We'll give everybody a minute or two to get here. Awesome, man. They're all over the place. New York, Washington. Holy smokes. Silver Spring. Gabrielle from Fairfax, Denver, all over the place. Welcome everybody. We really appreciate you guys taking a few minutes today to get here. We'll let everybody get here in just a minute. We have over 500 registered for this session, so you are not alone, I can tell you that. And if you have anything particular that you'd like us to address, I am going to pull up the information from this morning. And make sure we grab some of these things for what they're looking for. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
So we'll do that in just a minute. All right. So, okay, we're going to get cooking. Everybody ready? Ready to rock and roll? All right, let me grab one thing, get the session docs, make sure our session docs are ready. Let me click this, make sure it goes to the right spot. There we go. I love it. Everybody's ready to go. They're giving us a thumbs up, getting us ready to go there, Si. We want to welcome everybody. We don't have all of the logos here from everybody, but we got a few of them. We got folks from all over the country, all over the world, Si. We got people popping in from all over the world. So as we're doing this, we just want to say thank you very much for joining us today. We got a quick disclaimer from the GSA because these cats here are GSA schedule holders, but you're not going to believe this, Matt. It's not affiliated or endorsed by GSA. GSA makes me say this for everybody, right?
Just making sure you know we are not the GSA.
We're not GSA, but it's provided to you for informational purposes only, and your participation is voluntary. You don't got to buy from nobody that's here. Sound good? Everybody go with that? Thumbs up if you're good with that. The session is being recorded. And are you guys getting an echo over there, or is it pretty good?
Nope. No
Okay.
echo.
Somebody said they're getting an echo. Pop out and pop back in. I'm not reading that. Somebody just said something. Perrin, I'm not reading that. I'm not going to do it. All right. I'm going to give you the session docs right now. Let me grab if I could spell right. It doesn't help me with spelling here. Okay, session docs. Boom. Do me a favor and let me know if when you open that up, you get to this particular link. Everybody thumbs up. If you cannot get to that, please put in the chat that you can't get here because this is where you're going to go. And I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to pop in here and go down to download all of these at one time. You just click that. It takes them all down. Cool. These are the presentation and executive orders that we're going to be reviewing today. You can't get it there, Renita? All right, let me do it one more time. Make sure everybody has the link because some people miss the link. Session dot. I'm popping it in the chat right now. It says session dot. Oh, you know what? You can't get it because I didn't send it to you. I don't understand what's the matter with you people. All right, there you go. I had to change the setting in Zoom. Zoom's messing with me today, folks. Zoom is messing with me. All right, you can get those, and now can you get it? All right, fantastic. All right, so do us a favor. You can let us know what will make this the best briefing ever. I'm going to read a couple of those things to us in just a minute, Si, so that you can know what they're looking for. Participation in this, we love participation. As we do this, we got the docs in there. That's in the chat. We love questions. Pop those if you would. You can raise your hand or put it in the Q&A because we have like 1 billion people here. There's 208 so far, guys. If you have private dialogue, because you don't want everybody and their mother to see it, because it is being recorded, you can send it to matt.sweet. I know it says sweat, but
with an extra T, Dave. Come on, get it
T.
together.
Yeah. At divine.com. You can do that. So we got an aggressive agenda. Like I said, we're going to welcome the folks that are here. Si is going to be popping up for us. And we'll go through all of these pieces, and we have a tight time frame here today, so we're going to use this as time for us to be able to get set up for us to have additional conversations if needed. So I'm going to introduce you to Matthew Sweet. He is with Divine. How long you been with Divine, Matt?
Nearly 4 years now.
Nearly 4 years now. So tell us a little bit about Divine. I know you got some big news, 2 big news things that are on there that you could talk about, but tell us about what you guys are up to and where you're out of.
Absolutely. First of all, thanks, Dave, for hosting us. I'm excited to hear Si's presentation today. And for everybody on the line, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us this morning. We're excited to talk to you. So not as a sales pitch here, right? But just a little bit about Divine. We've been around for about 24 years now. You can see all the certifications down in the right-hand side. So we got all of our ISOs cleared up, CMI level 3. But the big news was we just went through our third-party audit and have received our final certification for CMMC level 2. So we don't just talk about being secure and safe. We eat our own cornflakes, guys. So we make sure that we are 508 compliant. We make sure we do everything that we can to meet the needs of the federal government. As you're going to hear from Si later, we're doing a lot in AI and cyber. So when you see the reusable IP stuff, that means in our governance, risk, and compliance practice, we use rapid templates and policies and procedures to get government and commercial clients on track in the security space. You can see we're an 8A firm. We've been around for 24 years. And outside of cyber, we're doing, as I said, AI. We're doing application modernization. We're doing a little bit of staffing work. But we support the Department of Energy. We support the U.S. Air Force. And we did support the U.S. African Development Foundation for a while. So thank you again for coming. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And I got to make sure I say it for Dave. We were awarded Soup 6 too, even though it's not a certification.
That's a big deal, guys.
Part of our list of contract vehicles. We're very pleased to have that. So,
everybody give the cheers up for that, because everybody knows that was no easy feat. If anybody knows what Soup 6 was involved in, from our side of the house, holy cow. I tell you one thing, I'm not going to talk about it, but Soup 5 was the most stressful day of my life. I was driving my way down to Goddard to get that turned in on time, and it got stamped at 12:58. Just saying, that was high stress. But this is not high stress, Si, because you are going to take us through some cybersecurity solutions as a subject matter expert dealing with AI, because it's a little different animal, isn't it?
100%, Dave. Thank you so much for having me here. Welcome, everyone. Yes, I'm excited to be here. Looking forward. Yeah.
Yep. I appreciate it. So you have a CISSP. TASE? What is TASE?
TASE is the very first AI security governance and risk certification that we have partnered with the Cloud Security Alliance and developed it for the community, right? Right now, ISACA, IC Square, every vendor out there has different certifications, but this is one of the oldest, I could say, GRC certification existed, right? Yeah, we are a proud partner, founding partner for the certification. Yeah, we contributed our part to keep it short. Yeah.
I like it. Well, I appreciate it. It looks like you got a lot of experience here, and everybody's excited to hear from you. Now we want to hear from everybody else and find out what in the world that made you guys sign up today. Maybe, just maybe, you're responsible for rolling out an AI solution. Maybe you have a problem, your problem that you're trying to solve with AI risk, or you're just getting your hands around what this thing is all about and what they could impose. And, or maybe you want to be part of the AI risk dialogue because we love those folks, don't we, Si?
100%. I mean, like,
100%.
yeah,
Or maybe you're only here because your boss forced you, made you come today,
yeah, yeah.
made you do this today. And have you come to a briefing before? If you're not familiar with GovBrief, we provide access to folks in the federal government all the time. We help to create the communication. So we love when you come and join us because it helps us understand what you need so that we can serve you better. And with that, I am going to open up your presentation, Si,
Yeah, sure.
and get you going.
I think Dave, you missed putting one option in. So I mean, like, if am one of the attendees, I would have liked to see Dave is one of my option too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, right. Nobody here to see me. There's no
I
doubt.
like it. I like it. I would have personally said, "Hey, where can I get my first robot?" Right? It always comes down to I want a robot. Where are you at, Optimus?
That would be, how can we get rid of Dave and put a robot in there? That's what it would be. I love it. So here's some information. All this is in your handouts, everybody, so you can get these and download those. Tell us a little bit what we're going to be talking about today, Si, and what you plan on hitting everybody with.
Yeah, definitely, Dave. Again, thanks for having me here. Thank you, everyone, for spending your valuable time and giving us a chance to collaborate and educate what exactly is up in this industry now, hyped with AI, I would say, right? Because like we got AI solutions coming in, going out, and we just don't know what exactly is the risk around of adopting them, right? So in this presentation, I mean, in this webinar, we'll be starting with the foundational level, how exactly the scale or adoption of AI is going around, right? What is the current stat around it? Okay. Any good figures? I mean, like, we already heard AI is deleting production databases for fun with errors, right? I mean, like, okay, that's the scary part, but what's the good part? Okay. Let's try to, educate ourselves. Where exactly are we with the adoption and rate of scaling in the federal agencies? Yeah. And going forward, we'll discuss about some risks, what exactly is the right risk management approach, where do we start it, and why do we start it, and all of that in a holistic point of view. Yeah, we're going to discuss, Dave, right? I mean, like, I would say everything about AI risk management, but yeah, definitely short by 1% because AI is evolving every day.
I love it. So
Yeah.
tell us about what's happening in the federal agencies that you're seeing.
Like, yeah, I would say there's a lot happening. I mean, like, before even we talk about the risk that's like right now bothering everyone. Okay. So how did we get there? I mean, like, how did we get into this webinar? Because that's the impact AI delivered, right? Okay. An example I could think of is in the, Department of Treasury, United States. It literally helped solving a 4 billion fraud, which is not humanly possible. It might have been possible with a team of like 200x of what they're having, right? So if we just compare some parameters, I mean, how much extra cost did that incur? Not really a lot. And how
Right.
much time did that take? Maybe like divided by 100 times, all of that. Okay.
Yep.
So, like, federal agencies are really using AI at scale. Okay. I mean, that is where we are right now. And as we scale, one thing we are not really noticing is how safe are we with this scale and adoption. Okay, so that what this slide speaks about, and like the interesting numbers out there tells us the story, right? I mean, we're gonna share this with the audience anyways, but it's something like efficiency, lower cost, I would say faster decisions is something happening in the era of AI right now in federal agencies.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's driven by executive orders that we actually put into the handouts as well. So you guys
Yeah.
can read those. A lot of you have heard of them, but if you take a look at those and you'll see efficiency, obviously last year, big deal. And then just driving innovation. That's the other part. And then with innovation comes the risk and having to protect it, right? So let's talk about the gap. What do you mean by the gap and what's happening here?
Okay, so yeah, we just spoke about how rapidly are we scaling AI solutions with the federal agencies, right? But what kind of threat exposure is that bringing in? Okay, I mean the simplest form of a risk being a threat being materialized is we are not assessing it, right? So that's the biggest gap. We are bringing some stunning AI solutions. Some say it's rocket science, some say it's fortune, some say like a lot of choice of words out there, but no one is speaking about what is actually causing. It is causing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean like the adoption is raising ahead of security being considered. Uh, and the real challenge is not the technology. Technology is not the gap here, but the exposure of adoption of this technology is. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like if we just speak about some numbers here, like it's not like the use cases or the applications in which AI want to fit in as per the, I would say leadership call is not doubling or trebling. It's like literally 5 times if you see here. Okay, from the last 2 years. And I'm gonna leave it to everyone's imagination out there. What would be the case after a decade, right? Yeah, because that's scary, and I would rather frame it as blessing in disguise.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen the movies. I
Okay.
know. I know what happens. I've that's science future. I don't know. You just say. All right. So real quick to let everybody know, let me do this real quick. I'll let everybody see kind of what the status is of this. So here's what we got for why you're here. 4% said my boss made me come. Uh, 26% want to be part of the AI dialogue, and 77%, Si, on what kind of risks. I think they're in the right spot, and
Yeah.
some of them have a problem, and some of them are responsible for 15% are responsible for rolling out AI. So there's a bunch of things that are in here for us, and we'll address your issues as we go through. So the next thing that we'd like to know about you is what are whoops, let me go back here. Zoom is acting up again. What is happening to me?
Are
Yeah.
you using AI today? A Zoom AI agent?
Yeah, I would if I was an AI agent, I wouldn't be jacking this up right now. All right.
I highly doubt that.
Here we go. What's your biggest concern about AI risk? And while you're filling that out, we're going to be talking about what the differences are with this, right? Because the different it's AI happens so much faster, right, Si? Everything is happening so fast.
Yeah, I mean, like one terminology that reminds of how AI is scaling is the agile methodology in product management. You build, you fail, you learn, and you come back, right? But that works with your own team in project management. But AI at scale, the the graph of data or the scale of data it is using, you cannot just afford that. Okay. And if there is one question I would like to ask the audience in here, right? So how much of us in federal agencies and any use case, any technology use case we work day in, day out, are we waiting for every Tuesday Microsoft patch update? All of us. All of us, right? Because like I'm like leading security teams, security management, and getting into security management. Like every Tuesday, I get an email saying that, oh, okay, there are some patches. MS recommends this, and this is the assessment we have done. I think we have to deploy that, right? So we have a proper idea of what needs to be fixed. Okay, there is like no probabilistic behavior. There's no concept of behavior, to be honest. It is built for a definite logic, and if that's working, that's fine. If it is not, that needs to be passed, right? So that used to be the case of the traditional IT. Okay, we got a clarity of what we're gonna do. Probably at least after a major incident happening, maybe after a week, after losing quite a few million of dollars. But however, we're at least at least knowing that, right? But when it is coming to AI risk, right? We are just not unsure. I mean, like depending upon the type of AI you're using, agentic, or you're using an LLM, or it's a proper chatbot kind of setup, a simple use case we can speak about. No one is having a clue what exactly went wrong, where and why, because it's not a technology glitch, because it's the way it is behaving for your responses, for your actions, for everything that you expect out of it, for what reason it is built, right? So if you see, it's like, okay, X equals to Y is a condition, right? And here in the terms of AI, it's 10 other conditions, deciding a behavior of a model or an AI agent, right? So in a layman language, that's a example I could take. I mean, like other thing I could think of is any chatbot you think, right? I mean, like uh, it's something like the old controls assume fixed behavior and the readable code does, right? What I mean is that's how they differ. I mean, AI has neither. I mean, it needs controls built for how it actually fails, right? And you should be attentive from day one. So I think that's how the risk differs, Dave.
I think you're absolutely right. So, and you mentioned this when we were talking about this, talked about like shadow AI and other components. Take us through why this is different and what agencies have to be looking for to be able to protect their data as well as their systems, right? It's the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm like, see, what's trending about AI is everything. I would say everything about AI is trending. But if you want to really concentrate on the crux of the issue, right? What's trending is uh, the six forces that are reshaping AI risk in the recent years and this year too, right? And if you see at the diagram here, risks like supply chain, shadow AI, prompt injection, validate issues with token usage and synthetic media. All of them are the driving forces, right? But what amplify them is agentic AI. Okay. And like, I mean, the executive order terms, like, in June 26, which is very recent, right, are targeting these. Okay. So these are standing on the top. Okay. So yeah, one of these trending risk is structural and five others amplify it. Okay. And ask me about the real battle, knowing the difference.
So, so as we're looking, do you have like a case study here? You have the echo leak. What was the echo leak?
Okay. Yeah. So I can explain the case study. So here, so the shadow AI. Okay. So Samsung accidentally leaked its own source code into ChatGPT, like around more than three times in 20 days, like 3 weeks. Okay. So another case I could think of is a prompt injection, like one email made Microsoft Copilot leak internal data, like manipulating
Just
the
one
responses.
email?
Yes, one email, kid you not. Yeah.
Wow.
And so interesting fact is that if there were any cyber security or data privacy issues, okay, on the IT front, they would have bought, I mean, like the company DPOs or CTOs or CISOs, or maybe sometimes CEOs as well, are asked to, face the legal consequences. Okay. Right now, with AI, no one knows what exactly is the risk to the fullest. All of these are being just postponed, to be honest. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm like, synthetic media is one of the bothering aspects because it is exponentiating the adoption of deepfakes, right? I mean, like, I received a call once on the video saying that a police officer actually, right, who's leading, who's in charge of a county, right? He just tells that I'm penalized XYZ dollars, right? Someone else using deepfake in these kind of, encounters, which is scary, right?
Yep.
I myself, I was like one of the victim. So it's it's only increasing day in day out. So that's what's trending. No one knows
Oops.
what are the differences around it.
I, I wanted to make note that EO 14409 is exactly going after this of how to protect your data and the budget as a result of that. So let's talk
Yeah.
about the real stake of what's happening here. What do you got?
All right. Okay. So we just spoke about what's trending, right? But what exactly is breaking an organization who adopted AI from the bottom is supply chain. And why I say supply chain is, if you want to do something new, there are only two options for an organization: build on your own, or you do your supply chain with your third party provider, vendor, I would say. Okay. So right now, organizations have not reached that maturity where they could do everything on their own. Okay. Let's speak about the data. They have to buy some data from somewhere source. Okay. If they want to train data, again they go to a vendor. And if they want to check the inference levels, how exactly are the performance XYZ is going on, right? So all of this is like 70% outsourced with supply chain activities, and 30% is in-house. So it is directly pointing out that, okay, supply chain is at glance. Okay. And it is directly leading to operational, cyber, and legal and regulatory aspects as well, right? And
Hey,
see, I mean,
Sai,
yeah,
absolutely. I love what you're saying here. You're all on this. So basically, it's amazing what technology's done. So now you just get one little thing, right? So while it's helpful, you get one little problem, and all of a sudden it hits your operations, your cybersecurity, your compliance and regulatory responsibilities, and the mission as a whole. All of it just cascades, instantly
exactly, man. I mean,
until
like,
you
see,
fix that one piece.
yeah, because see, one example I could think of is what happened with SolarWinds. Okay.
Yeah.
One poison software update reached 9 federal agencies. Would you believe
Oh
that?
wow,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah. Only one poison software update.
that's
And the
insane.
interesting, yeah, the interesting fact is everyone do follow secure SDLC, secure adoption. If some software is coming in, how to deploy it, all of that sandboxing, XYZ, cybersecurity precautions are always taken. Despite that, SolarWinds is standing in the center, reflecting how chaotic the operational and cyber risk around one malfunctioned, or let's say poison supply chain would be.
Yep,
Uh,
excellent.
yeah, yeah,
I love it.
and it's not the end. I mean, like, other thing that stacks my mind right now is there is one of this hiring solution adopted again by New York City's chatbot, New York City's agency, one of the agencies, right? Like, it literally gave illegal advice on the official letterhead. Yeah, yeah, and a biased AI agent, right, used by them only, right? It drew a 365 hundred sorry 365,000 dollars of penalty, if I'm not wrong. That might be, the figure might be wrong, but the malfunctioned action is real. So some manipulated input out there, it started behaving bias. I asked something, it behaves one way, and Dave asked something, and everyone else asked something, it differs in million ways, right? So that's really concerning about how exactly it is replicating issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think everybody on the line will remember when Cloudflare had that one issue, and it seemed like the whole internet was down. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't do anything. Like you couldn't
Me.
get on Amazon. I'm like, is it the apocalypse? Where's my
Yeah.
robot? Right.
That
So
was nuts. That was nuts.
absolutely.
All right,
Great.
let's
Let's go
while we're
on.
at it, let's find out where folks are on their journey uh, in this, and then we're going to start talking about where the risk is. And we're all so this is where you are on your journey. Then we're going to ask you where you are on your uh, risk side of the house. So go ahead, let's take it. Side, what we got here?
Okay. So uh, is it can you go back to the previous slide once, Dave? I think there's
Okay,
another slide in here. Okay, yeah. No, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, we can
all
go
right.
ahead.
So where you want me? This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, we spoke about how we are scaling adoption of AI, and what are the different types of risk it is bringing in, and what would be a single point of failure looking like. Hashtag supply chain management risk in AI, right? But one question that keeps on knocking, okay, in IT, if we are developing a product and that is packaged, and when it starts facing the customers, despite the SAST, static and dynamic tests you do, user acceptance testing you do, any VAPT you do, right? Few flaws surface and few flaws doesn't, right? But still, we will be in an assumption that okay, maybe on the source code level some logic is written wrong, but it is not same as it is in the like AI space. Okay, if we just go point out, okay, where did it even go wrong? This chatbot behaved very well at 9 a.m. and now it is telling me that I myself designed this chatbot and I doesn't have access to like basically get any answers out of it. So why is this model behavior drifting? All of that, where exactly is the model failing, or AI agent or an LLM is failing. Okay, so the holistic picture starts from the foundational level. You're feeding the data, right? Every action, every use case, every application starts in terms of data. If you're not feeding the data, not training it, there is no aspect of AI in there. The term artificial intelligence is you are embedding intelligence into it, right? So where exactly the risk start? Right from the boardroom, I would say. Okay. Yeah, they decide from what is the data set we need to buy. Okay, shall we buy from this vendor or this vendor, so and so, right? X, Y, Z options. Yeah, it starts from right there. The
So
quality of the
we have a
yeah,
comment from April. The NYC chatbot example is the biggest risk over reliance on AI. Are we seeing concern now with people no longer exercising critical thinking? April, I don't think that started with AI. And
You know,
Ernest has got one here. Now we don't even know this, Matt. Something that
yeah,
just crossed my mind. How do we know Psi isn't AI?
that's
yeah,
pretty cool. But that
yeah,
just shows you how good Divine is as an AI company. I can make him do whatever you'd like.
exactly. Yeah,
We don't really know, do we? We don't
Yes,
really
we
know.
do.
But
Yes, we do.
getting back to
So,
your point. So you're training if you don't have the ability to train, it's just like training human beings, right, Si? If you don't train
exactly.
people right,
Yeah,
what
I
are
mean,
they
like
going to do?
yeah.
it's more about how structurally you're training the data, Dave. Okay, how
Okay.
are you engineering it? Okay, so let's say Dave got 100 webinar attendees list, which I can rely on because people are joining his webinars, right?
Yes.
But how do I engineer that? I mean, like as per designation, as per the organization, the industry they belong to, all of that is engineering. Okay, so that directly points to the ultimate end goal you want to reach, right?
Yep.
So once you like acquire good engineered data, once you properly train it, okay, the next stage where a risk might start is the inference. Okay, I mean, like on a scale of 1 to 10, I can score, okay, my AI agent or model is working at a scale of 8 or 9 with these parameters. Okay, just to get a sign off, sometimes we manipulate the inference. I mean, that happens with the ML and DS teams, kid you not, because they want the data to flow, they want to observe inference levels, and they take a risk of, I mean, like exposing that to customer. Okay, so then I come in, I put my details, and the chatbot says you're full of crap. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, this is what happens when we just don't substantially monitor on our own terms. Okay. If the inference parameters say it is scoring 5, you go. You go and visit back your quality of data where you started, and you got no choice. You got no choice beyond that. But with the rapid scalability, everyone is just putting out the models, applications, AI solutions out there. And when it comes to constant monitoring, right? Okay, now I have something predictive, okay, and it is really fulfilling my use case
Mm.
at 80% or 90%. Let's say there's no called 100%, especially in terms of AI. So yeah, that number is blacklisted, to be honest. 100%. Yeah.
So
Okay.
so Kahila Kahilia, I think I did that right. Scammers are use AI exceptionally faster than auditors. True. They're bad guys are always a little bit ahead.
Exactly.
which is why it makes it hard. Compliance professionals and leadership, we are chasing rather than preventing. You're absolutely right. And so Richard's asking a great question. So how do you train your program area to design an AI risk monitoring system to detect and prevent fraud? Exactly. That's exactly what we're about, right, Matt?
That's exactly
Exactly
right.
right. So what are some scalable steps to build if your team consists of 3 people for a multi-billion-dollar organization? Are you telling me you're limited on resources, Richard? I can't imagine that's the case in your agency. Cannot imagine it. All right. So I
This
am
is
going to ask
actually,
this.
hold on. This is
Yep.
really good. So how
Yep.
do you train the program area to design an AI risk monitoring system, right? So they want scalable steps to build if your team consists of 3 people for a multi-billion-dollar organization. So I just want to make sure we stop for 1 second.
Yeah.
It's doable, Richard. We can't answer it on the phone. Give me a call. I'll get Cy on the line. We can take care of that later, right? But, at the end of the day, AI does make it possible. I don't know if 3 people can do it for a multi-billion, right? Depends on what we're trying to accomplish, but we can definitely give you tips, tricks to make sure you're safer.
And
But anyway, Cy, let's go to like a slide. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got it. So I think this leads us right into this is what stage are you starting your risk assessment? Because so Richard, you gave us a softball. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like where should you now? I'm not saying where should you. I'm saying where are you doing it? And be honest. This is where honesty, because not being honest in this is where you get yourself in trouble, right? Cy?
100%.
Be honest with yourself about when
Where
you're
you're
doing
at,
it.
what you're doing, and not just having policies and procedures in place, but following them.
Yeah,
right?
imagine that.
Yeah.
Following procedures. And I have Ron who's had his hand up for a while. Ron, do you want to chat? You just saying hi? Or do you have something you want to break open into this crazy conversation in AI risk management? If I gave you the ability to unmute, just let me know. I'm going to lower your hand, but you can unmute at any time and yell at us, okay? If you want to. All right, so take us through this. How is the risk addressed? You mentioned it. The rules. It starts with the rules, right?
Exactly. I mean, like if you really want to manage something, you have to govern yourself, especially your mind, that you should have a specific set of rules in place, right? Especially in federal agencies. I mean, like there are different frameworks for federal agencies and commercial companies, right? But pointing to your question, how exactly is the risk answer? There is a centric answer to that, Dave. Okay. Try to at least understand your AI system for a good 1 month or 2 months. Because what I feel as a solution today will be a product on COTS commercially available online, like with one click, one install. Okay, right? Just don't run after, okay, I need it, get me the budget, let me do it, let me start building now, right? Try to understand your end goal, take your time around it. Please consider all the rules that apply to you, okay? Because I mean, like spending time over the rules you need to obey is better than just getting penalized for no reason without knowing what exactly applies to you, right? And that is the very first step, how exactly risk is addressed. And the second step is find the rank, okay, right? I mean, it's more about like deciding on what impact scale do these stand.
What do you mean by rank?
Okay, rank is something like, is that a high impact? I need to like literally address it right now. Is it a low impact that falls under my appetite and I can accept it? Or is that a medium impact that is okay to solve later, but I should start working right now?
Yeah. So it's one thing. It's one thing if Matt logs into, let's say, Department of Transportation, and the chat bot says the bus isn't working, right?
Yeah.
Right. Or it's Department of Energy that's monitoring a nuclear facility.
Yeah.
Right. So so it's that side of things. And I'll
So
tell you what.
basically, yeah, Dave, I love it. So basically, the ranking is all about criticality, right? This is like however you rank it, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, like this needs to be fixed now, life or death. This is like a security concern at 5, right? You should get to this, and 1 is like, hey, this is going to mess with your compliance, right? Like,
Exactly.
get that taken care of when you can. That's all. So it's all about the risk and rank.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then you
Perrin,
map them.
by the way, Perrin says you're real because the shine of your face gives it away. Perrin's a
Thank you. Thanks for that.
troublemaker. I like Perrin a
And
lot.
I like this. Dwayne just jumped in and said the rank can be subjective. It's important to standardize a methodology with definitions. For example,
Exactly.
5 could be catastrophic. And Dwayne, you know, it's the same thing like in hospitals where they ask you what your pain index is. They are different for each organization, and they have to be ranked, identified, mapped, as it said, and hardened as appropriate. Right? So your softballs are coming in, Dwayne. I love it. Thank you.
I'm telling you. And Michael's got one. Please give examples of what AI cannot do. And I think that's a great one.
Okay. I would like to answer that. What AI cannot do is critical thinking.
There you go.
Right.
And by the way, Perrin says critical thinking was going down with AI.
100%.
With AI, it is sure one thing that will not do it. That's right. They can't do what we do. But to err is human.
Michael and Scott both jumped in with probability or likelihood and impact, needing to assess both, right? Because that comes up with the criticality.
I love that. All right. So, and then this gets us to the guardrails, right? And we've heard a lot about this recently, like with Anthropic and some of the other things that have been going down. And I do want to point out one thing, everybody, that what Sai's done for us here. There's some good information in here. When you download this, you can see the federal framework and the commercial framework that everybody's following to get to where we're going, which is the guardrails. Give us the proven guardrails, which that's one thing AI can't do, right? That's another thing, right? Is it can't put the guardrails on itself. We got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like just before jumping in there, jumping into the slide, Dave, I mean, like one thing I want to mention, if you go back to the previous slide, please.
Okay.
So yeah, this slide, I mean, all the slides were prepared a few days back, team, and there is one of this beautiful threat modeling, framework released by CSA recently, which is called the Mastro. Okay, and that is stunning too, right? So threat modeling is an important aspect. Everyone miss it. But yeah, if you want to consider that, you can do that as well. Mastro is one of the like very good frameworks federal agencies can definitely adopt.
It's called Mastro.
Yeah, it's called Mastro. The name is very fancy, but yeah, it really does add some value in your AI threat modeling. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I'll put that in the chat. MASTRO.
Exactly. MAESTRO.
Good there. I like that. Everybody can do their research on that. All right. So let's talk about the guardrails. How do we get there?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really want to go into the technicality of the guardrails, Dave, but team, I just want to mention, right? You don't need 50 controls because like you have a business to run. Okay. Always beat AI, beat security, beat any product. Okay. It should work for enabling your business, not disrupting your business or abstracting or like reducing the customer satisfaction or, the end user, I would say like satisfaction, right? So start from the risk scoring. Okay. Right. And I would say risk scoring buys you efficiency. Okay. And AI firewall buys you security. A human in the loop is always necessary. I mean, you can just appoint a subject matter expert or a chief AI officer who can help you monitor what's going in your AI space and adoption and also with the compliance. Okay. And this is exactly how Treasury runs its 4 billion fraud program, which we just spoke about in the beginning. That is one of the best thing the Department of Treasury is doing. They have a very good I would say governing team of AI, okay, who's just monitoring everything every second. Not a big team, but they're making a difference, right? So that's how these are some important guardrails. I mean, like if AI is flagging, a person will decide, okay, is that concerning or not? Even that is one of the use case. Security for AI and AI for security are two different things, but when we govern it, we can rock it. Yeah, and A couple of guardrails keeps your data safe, and you feel like your data is at home is supply chain hardening, definitely, because all the federal agencies got very, I would say, very private data, right? So always vet your models, know more about your vendor, spend time around it and the quality of data you're receiving. Okay. And always, because see, in the traditional IT, we got software bill of materials, but in AI, it doesn't always work. You should have AI bomb, AI bill of materials, right? You should clearly have a structured approach, or something on paper that, okay, if you're building something, what exactly is your AI system is being built on and who supplied that to you. That's the AI bill of materials for you. That is one of the important guardrail again. Okay. And always sandbox. Okay. Always try to run and experiment things in isolation. Okay. Private and closed instance. And if you just don't want to face something like what Samsung faced, your source code never leaves your building. That's scary, right? So yeah, these are the few guardrails, and one ultimate thing which is coming in the last but not the least is, don't be hesitant to tell your technology team we failed. That's okay. Yeah,
That's good. That's a fa- failure is a really good
exactly.
instruction model.
Yeah. I mean, like, see, it's Dave. I mean, like, the perspective I would like to bring in is, uh, when I was not even born, I read this. I grew up like learning things, right? So there is something called the dot-com bubble. Okay, it shook the
Yes,
technology.
we
Yeah,
know.
something I've heard of that.
Yeah, yeah.
How many of us want to smack Cy around right now?
Sorry, but yeah,
Young man, I love it.
Oh, I
yeah.
wasn't even born, he says. Oh,
I mean, like, I know I'm flexing my age, but yeah,
you're
that's a
flexing
real
your
fact,
age. We're
Dave.
going to flex your age in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
So yes, I mean, like, we seen dot-com bubble, we badly hit by the exposure it brought, right? Then why not? Why are we encouraging other AI bubble to blast? Okay, trust me, the organization which are doing fantabulously well today, Google, Microsoft, Anthropic, they started at least a decade ago or more. They failed better, and that's how they improved. And one beautiful thing about AI is, when you develop a logic to learn, it learns from its failure. It always logically reasons it, right? So if you feel it is not behaving the way it is intended to, stop everything, go get yourself a couple of days of rest, week off, go write that spine
So,
chilling email to your CTO saying that we wasted all the money, but we have to start.
so everybody hear that? So Cy gives you permission to take a
Yeah.
week off, come back refreshed, and
I'm
that way
like,
you can fix it. All right, so we'll see if that how that works there, Cy. Before we do,
exactly.
my team Moses is saying, "Hey team, I keep hearing that 2026 AI will jump leaps and bounds, but I have not seen anything groundbreaking this year yet." He's from HRSA, so it is in the works. We see it. We see the executive orders. We see the requirements. We see some of the things. So maybe we can have that conversation sidebar, Moses, because we'd love to hear what's happening there and how you can point there. Gabrielle says, isn't that how we learn? Failures and lessons learned. Yes, exceptionally rapid paced, I would say, and when you fail. And she adds, sorry, Cy, I think my granddaughter might be older than you. So we're not going to say how old Gabrielle is, but that gives you an idea. All right, so this is what we're talking about now, and one of the things is procurement is a challenge. So I think this is one of the things that you're talking about
Yeah.
in this aspect. So take us through this.
Definitely. I mean, like, we spoke about scalability, supply chain, and what are the top trending risk and all of that. But yeah, when we also point towards this, 70% of the risks are coming from outside, which is third party, right? So this directly points the TPRM, third party risk management, which is very clinical, I would say. Okay, right? Because I mean, like, we just opt in for the best vendors out there. Okay, trust me, they got a very good search engine optimization on Google. But when it comes to actual implementation, you just can't blindly believe them. I'm making a bold statement. I know, because I have seen people crying out in pain My first question, how did you even choose this vendor as a third party? What is the risk assessment done around it? What is the policy that made you actually opt into someone's services? The first answer I got is, okay, the search engine optimization score and the fame they got in this field is good. No, you cannot do that. You really have to understand how will the best fit into your business, the way you are operating your agency, right? So third party risk management is very clinical. I mean, again, right in the face of when you are trying to judge them, when you're trying to make a point out of what they are, okay, and making some agreements, that is the cheapest point, which has near to zero monetary risk in terms of maybe penalty or maybe your investment and all of that before it's gone, right?
And when it comes to the federal agencies, the model that they've done is CMMC, right, Matt?
Yeah.
That's
That's
exactly
what
right.
I mean, and they're driving it, and they've been saying, "Hey, guess what, businesses? You've been saying you've been doing this for years in
Yeah.
compliance with NIST, right?
Yeah.
And now they're saying, "Hey, you're absolutely going to be doing it because now we're going to audit you." And guess how
Right.
many of the big boys, they did 9 big audits, and guess how many of the big boys passed when in the CMMC audits? Anybody want to take a guess on that? Anybody? Goose eggs. None of them did. So that's why the pressure and all the flow down clauses, and you mentioned down the bottom, a clause is cheap. Put the
Yeah.
clause in. That flow down clause goes all the way down through the defense industrial base right now, and other agencies, the rest of the agencies in the civilian sphere, are looking at implementing the same kind of tools and requirements, not tools, requirements on CMMC. All right, so we got about 4 minutes left here, Si. So let's get them through this so they can get to their next meeting. So assuming failure is important because it's going to happen, right?
Yeah, 100%. Just go with, it's not like you are thinking natively, but always assume that you're failing. Okay. Yeah, just take those top 5 parameters. If you're succeeding at it, you are in a good place. Even if you're not in one parameter, assume you're failing, go revisit and contain it, monitor it, actually block if something is really concerning and try to recover from it. It's as simple as that. And yeah, I want to put it in like one example again I could think of, as I mentioned it on the slide as well. An AI agent deleting your whole production code base, which supplies code to applications that are customer facing. Isn't it scary? Like everything can fail at any minute. That's a special thing about AI. Yeah.
Yep.
Positively being said, but it's not that positive, to be honest.
And I love what you say because plan, like expect it to fail. Just like
Yeah.
human beings fail, expect the AI to fail. The challenge is when AI fails, if you're not watching it, and I love this one, you cannot contain what you cannot see. And so get your eyeballs on it. And I know people, just so you know, use AI to build things, use AI to monitor things, and AI to monitor the monitors. So eyeballs important. All right, so this is what success looks like. Take us through this real quick because this is really good for 90 days.
So the very first month, try to actually know what is your inventory and on what scale are you using this inventory and from where it is coming from. Okay. And try to map every other AI use. Okay. And if there is something concerning dealing with high sensitive data, flag it as an important top rank impact card, model card, simple as that. And the next second month, try to appoint a chief AI officer who is already working around this AI inventory, right? That's the best thing you could do. And if something is drifting, not behaving, try to find a series of parameters monitoring that. That's the second best thing you could do in the second month. Okay. And 60 to 90 days, now you know what you have. Now you know how you want to govern it and manage it. Now, what are you waiting for? Go and harden it before you scale it. Yeah.
Perfect.
I love it. So key takeaways, and we got a couple of questions. We got a bunch of questions. One of them is really long. I'm still trying to read it myself. So let us
What's
know.
our view on the FISMA? Yeah,
Yeah,
presidential memorandum.
There's a bunch of them in there, so we'll get to them. If you can stick around, great. If not, you'll get the recording afterwards, and you can learn from what everybody else is asking. But go ahead, take us through the key takeaways, and we'll get us out of here.
So I want to really keep it simple. Okay. Just observe everything, discover yourself more in this AI space. Just understand what are you building, why and how. Okay. Understand the crux you're standing on, your foundation. Yeah. And then rank it, assess it, right? And now you have the assessment. Just try to put your guardrails, harden them without impacting your business again. Okay. And then have your ATO, have your, authorization from the individuals who tested it, saying that, okay, we can go forward. And that is provable. That is not like something on paper, but doesn't work in real time. Yeah, just do that. And consistency is the key in here. Run it as an equal discipline that you do it for your Tuesday batching. So yeah.
I love it. All right, let me switch back to my side. So that's not what I wanted. I want this one. I want this one to be there. What is happening?
Nothing new why they are here.
There's nothing new there. Hold on. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. There we go. This is what next. Now you know that we are not AI. How do you like that, parent? All right. So I mentioned earlier that you are under no obligation to purchase from anybody here, but if you would like to anyway, you can, because Matt and his team, Divine Integration Incorporated, they're a small business. They're also an 8A firm with CMMI, right? Level 2?
CMMC level 2, CMI level 3.
See, I got to get my levels
different
right.
Different ones.
Different ones. So thank you for the clarification. You have all the information there with UEI, cage code, all the rest of those things. And if you absolutely have go to procurement and they have to buy from HubZone, I'll bet you Matt will be able to find somebody to help that out too, wouldn't you?
I'd be glad to help any way I can.
I love it.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to get you guys out of here. We are going to answer some questions. If you can stick around, fantastic. If you can't, hop on the video and fast forward it to the end so that you can get the answers that you want. We'll also be getting the info. If we can't address it today and you guys got places to go, we'll make sure we get in touch with you. Right, Matt?
Absolutely.
So by the end of the day, you'll get a copy of the raw recording and a link to this to the session docs that you already have. If you need those, some of those said they had them and needed me to send them. I'll make sure we do that. We'll also give one-on-one meetings with Matt. So with that, we're going to let you guys get out of here, and we'll go ahead and answer some questions. Thank you for joining us. Lots of thumbs up, lots of praise for you, Cy. Great job. It was his first time on GovBrief today. He had no idea what he was up. He had no idea what we were going to do to him today, did he, Matt?
No, he did not, but he did a great job. Good job, Cy.
He did a great job. Fantastic.
Yes.
All right. So let's go back here a little bit. Talking about learning from failures. And Gabrielle says, thanks, Cy. A great week. Love it. Moses says he's right about failure. How many times did Abe fail before he became president? That's truth to that. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to come back to Isaiah in a minute because that's a big one. That's a long one. What else we got? Have you seen anything? I'm trying to find everything, Matt. Did you see anything there?
There were questions, of course, but we can get to later kind of things. There was a bunch. Like I like the one. It says Luciana says she's a product owner for an up-and-coming fully integrated AI chatbot. They've done all the AI governance, considering points and limitations, but one thing that people aren't considering is fallback. What happens if you build an AI for a system and then need to shut it down? Where do your customers go next?
Who was that?
Good.
Who is that?
Luciana Morais.
Luciana. Let me see if I can find her. There's so many people here.
I'm sorry.
Is I don't know if she's here. We go.
That's a wonderful question,
Hey.
Luciana.
Luciana, can you unmute for a second? Because this is exactly what we love, is to hear what's happening real time in agencies with folks like you. Can you unmute for a sec? I don't know if I'm pretty sure I give you the chance to do that. I don't know what happened here. I can't seem to get that for you. I don't know if you have, if you can unmute, that'd be great. We'd love to hear from you. If not, I know that Matt and Cy would love to chat with you about that and what we can incorporate in the next briefing, right?
Absolutely. And here's another one too. If Luciana can't get on, is Jonathan Mickles says, you mentioned that one does not need 50 controls. Is there a standard subset that one should have? So I'm thinking that it's going to be customized, but what do you say as the expert?
Yeah, so we have a set of controls defined as per NIST AI RMF. That is one thing we can always refer to. And the other thing is ISO 42K1 as well. Okay, it's a proper pack of what controls can you implement, how and why. All right, so that basically gives your AI risk management system baseline. Okay, we can definitely use that. And moreover, all of these are industry best practices and recommendations, but you should really assess what suits you. More importantly, they should enable the business, not control it, right? So yeah,
I like that. Enable the business, not control it.
Yeah.
And Isaiah has one that says, what is your view? Hold on, I got to get there. What is your view on the National Security Presidential Memorandum, NSPM 11, specifically Section 6B? So I know you have that at the top of your brain right now, Si. So consistent with roles and responsibilities outlined in the Federal Information Security Modernization Act. So I love what you're doing here, Isaiah. You're pulling in all the pieces that's coming down on people's head. I love this. I think what we should do is we'll digest that. And unless Isaiah, let me get you unmuted if you can get unmuted, because I would love to hear what exactly is your biggest concern. If you can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Isaiah.
Yeah.
There he is.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to share all of your insight about AI. It's been very helpful. I wanted to see if you had any concerns about this one, because it talks about cancellation of contracts that violate Section 2 of that particular memorandum. I know that it talks about accountability. It must be censor free speech, promote ideological bias, and carry out unlawful surveillance. I'm wondering if you guys think they're focusing in on a particular company, or if you think this is more broad.
That's a great question. Can we dig into that, Isaiah, and get back to you?
Yes.
I'm answering for Cy, because if I was asked that question, I'd be like, I got to read that.
That's a very deep and targeted question. So I'm going to go off the cuff because I'm the government guy, and that's what I do, right? So
and he's a sales guy too. So there you go.
We can do some deeper research, of course, but I think that memorandum was really coming around the Anthropic kind of events that were occurring, where the human in the loop policy, where the administration wasn't using the human loop capability. And we found out, of course, just little by little, I'm not saying anything sensitive here, but obviously weapon systems were utilizing Anthropic and being able to target and conduct their own ideas, right? So when that comes about, you're talking about, hey, any kind of cyber surveillance, things of that nature, what can AI do? I think it's just a blanket statement at that time. I don't think it's even been refined anymore since then, but let me look into it. Let me just say, for most normals, we'll say it's just a normal clause in our contracts, right? Let me look into that, Isaiah. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Isaiah. Appreciate you.
Excellent.
All right, I'm going to end this poll. We're a couple of minutes over. If you'd like to stick around, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. We'll unmute you. We'll stay here till, I don't know, what, about 6:30, 7 o'clock, right, Si?
One more thing, Dave. This is what I've seen, and I just received an email, so I want to address it quickly. Didn't hear about the CLP credit. So, Dave, can you address
let us
that?
know. Pop in the chat. If you need a CLP credit, what we do is we do a little certificate. You get it signed by your supervisor. You get yourself your credits. It's that simple. So yeah.
I'm going to put Nicole Klein's from the VA in here.
All right, make sure you do that.
In case she's not here.
Yep. If you go ahead and just say CLP in there, I'll make sure that you get it. All right,
Dave,
everybody. My
can I
apologies. I
get
meant
in,
to say that
can I
earlier.
get any extra CLP credits, please?
Yeah,
Send
you
it to
have to.
me.
You have to pay everybody theirs.
Okay,
That's-
I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
All right. I appreciate you guys. Well, anybody last minute things that you would like to chat about? Raise your hand. We can unmute you, and you can have you can come in on the dialogue. If you just ask for the certificate, you just got it. And if I don't have your email address, put it in there. But I'll make sure you get it. All right,
Thank
guys.
you so much, everybody. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Cy. It's been great. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I will let's give everybody a couple more minutes. And I will say this for those of you who were in the DC area for 4th of July, it was wild. It was hotter than anything, and we got to see B-1, B-2, B-52 bombers in formation. It was awesome. Yes, I'm killing time to get us out of here, Cy, because I'm just letting everybody put their stuff in. But it was a whole lot of fun to be down in DC for that. So if you were there, I'm sorry I missed you. You got anything crazy happen inside this weekend for you?
For me, Dave,
Yeah, you.
I'm traveling this weekend, so yeah, that's like pretty much crazy. I mean, with the given weather, right? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, have great flight.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Well, while people are still responding in this for the CLP, I will. I'll keep this open. So we appreciate you guys. Great job, Si. I appreciate you. And Matt, as usual, great to see you.
Hey, it's great seeing you, Dave. And thanks for hosting these events. They're great.
Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna shut this down in the next 10 seconds. If you have anything that you need, raise your hand quick, and I'll make sure we stick around. But otherwise, we're getting out. Appreciate you all and everything that you do for us as citizens. Love it. And VA folks, we got folks here from the VA. Love your mission. Love everything you do. And I know that you're here because you want to help protect us and protect your systems and making sure that we're safe. So we love you guys. You guys have a fantastic rest of the week and a great weekend. And I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Good much, everyone. Thank you so much.